Hello, introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, I'm Clay Adams. I'm a voice actor and a writer with friedcomics.com.
Welcome to Comic Book Curious. Okay, Clay, who is your favorite superhero and why?
Absolutely, it would have to be Batman just because he's rad. And one of the first comics I bought was Batman Year One. I got into comics right when that started, and that made a huge impression. So I'll read anything with Batman in it.
I love it. Great. Can you do anything quirky? Voices, impressions, any type of sounds, anything?
Yeah, sure. Well, so I did some voices on a cartoon called Yu-Gi-Oh! And so one was a character named Jesse, and he kind of talked like this, like way up here, kind of like almost like an Owen Wilson type guy, but maybe a little higher. And he'd say things like Crystal Beast, Topaz Tiger. And then I'd also play a guy named Crow, and he'd kind of talk like this. He was like a really gravelly voiced guy.
Love it. Oh, awesome. That's great. Okay. What is one superhero power that you would get if you could? What's the one that you want?
So I always wanted to have the ability to stop time, like freeze time, but like I could still walk around like normal. So I could do whatever I wanted to do, take a nap, go for a walk, get away from a situation if I just needed a moment, and then just like, be able to snap my fingers and have everything go back to normal. So that would be my superpower.
It's a great one. I love that. Okay. What is your superhero power now?
My superhero power right now is the ability to I just keep talking when I don't have a really good answer for something, because I don't have a good superpower right now. I don't know, but I think sort of life is improv, and so you just kind of have to take that attitude and just give an answer even if you don't have one. So maybe
Man,
that's my superpower, taking life as improv.
yeah, but you're wildly creative, man, and funny. So I
Thanks,
gotta
dude.
shout you out on that for sure. Who would win in a fight, Marvel or DC?
Ooh, that's tough. Like all the superheroes on one side fighting all the superheroes on the other side. Ew, that's tough because like DC's got Superman and guys like that who are super strong, but then like you go to Marvel and you've got Thor, like he's the god of thunder, right? And you got the
Yep.
Hulk. I might have to go Marvel. I'd go
Okay.
Marvel.
Good answer. Any real life superheroes that you know presently, not your parents?
Real life superheroes that I know, not my parents. Honestly, like this is going to sound like a cliche right now, but I can't think of a better answer. So I'm going to go with the cliche, but like everything that's going on right now, like I'm just in awe of anybody that goes to work in a hospital, working with very sick people and putting themselves at risk to do something like that. I mean, and any first responder, firefighters, policemen and women, nurses, and teachers, man, having to go, like I got 2 kids. I can't imagine having 30 every day. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, let's shout out to the teachers and the first responders. Any people that you admire as far as in the acting or like world people that you don't know? Like you probably know some first responders, but anybody that you're like, oh man, I really admire that human for what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, there are loads of them. I admire people like Michael J. Fox. Just first of all, I dug his work as a kid, watching him on Family Ties and Back to the Future and Teen Wolf. But how he's dealt with adversity, and I saw him speak one time. He had a book that came out, kind of a memoir, and just listening to him speak was very uplifting. Just how he's handled adversity and fighting for better research.
Yeah, man, he's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. All right, what's your passion?
My passion is telling stories. I like entertaining people, and I like just making up a story whole cloth and seeing, like Eddie Van Halen always talked about playing a guitar solo is like falling down the stairs and landing on your feet. And that's sort of how I feel about telling a story, that I just like that ability to just start making something up and you stick the landing, and then yeah, you might redraft and make it better as you go along, but I just like that sense of like, okay, yeah, are we going to land on our feet? Let's do it.
That's a great answer. Okay, that's great. Okay, speed round. Fly or teleport?
Teleport.
Are you an introvert or extrovert?
You know what? I think I can present as both, but like, I'm a guy that I'm a homebody. I like being at home. I'd just read if I could. That's all I'd do.
Would you choose Wolverine or Cyclops?
Wolverine.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Batman or Iron Man?
Oh, Batman. Easy. Yeah.
Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Super strength or super smart?
Super strength, because I'm not very strong.
Cool. Favorite illustrator?
Favorite illustrator. You know what? I love the work of George Perez. His stuff just captured me when I was a kid, and it just blew me away, and I could look at his stuff all day long.
Awesome. Favorite writer?
Favorite writer, Alan Moore.
Cool.
Hands down.
All right. Anything else that you want to share about comics that now has come up in this conversation? Anything else?
Just that I think that we're kind of living in a golden age of comics where, and not necessarily in the big two sense, but just in the sense that for indie comics, I think it's a great time. All the exciting stuff that's happening in crowdfunding with Kickstarter and Indiegogo. There's no barrier to entry, which means, like, if you want to make a comic, you can make a comic. It means there's a lot of stuff out there that, maybe isn't up to the level of what you might see from a DC or a Marvel. But at the same time, there's a lot of great stuff out there that, like, might not get published because a gatekeeper doesn't think it fits in whatever way or another, but it's very highly professional and well done. And I love what's happening in indie comics right now. So
yeah, shout out to indie comics. Do you want to shout out to any 5 indie comic makers out there that we can then talk to after this?
Oh yeah, indie comics makers. There's so many good ones. So there's a guy named Charlie Stickney who does a book called White Ash, which is, it started on Kickstarter. It's now being published by Scout Comics. There's another Kickstartered comic that is being published by Scout right now, which is called Tart by Kevin Joseph. So Kevin Joseph would be a good guy to talk to. Let's see, there's a guy named John Eddingfield II who does a book called Rancidville for kids. Colin Devonshire is a writer and also an ER doctor. So he's currently saving lives and making good comics. And he has a book called By the Time I Get to Dallas. And let's see, who else? There is Melody Pena is a creator who she has a book called The Veligent, and her art is incredible, but she's also a sculptor. And so she makes little dragon figurines, which are super cool. So like the dragons and some other characters that feature in her comic. And she does extremely well on Kickstarter because people can't get enough of her sculptures. But I also think her comic is pretty great too. So awesome. I think that's 5.
Yeah, that's great. What a cool, isn't it cool how you get to know somebody so quickly in this interview? You're like,
absolutely,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing it, and thanks for all your help with the course that we're taking, but by Jim Higgins right now. Thanks for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And we met with Andy Schmidt, who is killing it over at Comic Experience. So shout out to both of those guys.
Yeah, we'll have to take another class together soon.
Hell yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yes, right. That's right. Let's keep on keeping on.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks, dude.